Today, we're going to talk about a pretty revolutionary way to sculpt your body, and we're going to look at it specifically through the lens of Asian body types. This is a technology that doesn't just shrink fat cells, it literally freezes them away for good.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever been there? You know, you're eating clean, you're hitting the gym, but there are just those certain areas that absolutely refuse to cooperate. It's a super common frustration, right? But what if the answer wasn't about working harder, but about working smarter with some really cool science?
Well, if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone. For a lot of Asian body types, stubborn fat loves to hang out in very specific places. Think the abdomen, the love handles, the thighs. But here's what's so important to know right from the get-go. This technology is a proven fit. We've seen clinical studies in Asian populations that confirm it's just as effective and safe for Asian skin, even darker skin tones, with no real difference in side effects.
So how in the world does it actually work? I know, it might sound a little bit like science fiction, but the idea behind freezing fat is actually surprisingly simple, and it's backed by some really solid research.
Okay, the official term is cryolipolysis. Let's break that down because it's kind of neat. Cryo means cold, lipo is fat, and lysis is destruction. So it literally means cold fat destruction. But the key word here is precision. It's a non-invasive way to target only the fat without doing any harm to the skin, nerves, or muscles around it.
So how does that precision work? Well, it's a three-step process that triggers something called apoptosis, which is really just a fancy science term for a cell's natural programmed death. First, some very controlled cooling is applied right where you want it. This makes the fat cells freeze up and crystallize. And because fat is way more sensitive to cold than your other body tissues, only the fat cells die off. Then your body's own natural cleanup crew, your immune system, comes in, identifies these dead cells, and just flushes them out naturally over the next few weeks.
And this part is just so crucial. It's not just a theory, it's been proven. The data from clinical studies, specifically in Asian populations, is really clear. They've shown that cryolipolysis is not only effective, but also completely safe for Asian skin types, and that includes darker skin tones. That's a huge confidence booster.
Okay, so the science is solid, it's safe. But who is this procedure actually for? Is it for you? Let's break down who makes the ideal candidate.
Now, this is super important to understand. This is a body contouring tool, not a weight loss solution for obesity. It's pretty much perfect for you if you're already close to your target weight, say a BMI under 30, but you have those specific, pinchable pockets of fat that just will not listen to diet and exercise. And interestingly, things like living in a warm or humid climate, they have zero impact on how well the treatment works.
And you know, it's incredibly versatile. For guys, this is a fantastic tool for tackling that classic dad bod, targeting the stubborn fat that loves to gather around the abdomen and love handles.
And for women, it's become a really popular choice for post-pregnancy body contouring. It helps to address those changes in the belly and thigh areas that can often stick around long after childbirth.
The technology is designed for such precision, which means it's effective almost anywhere you find that stubborn fat. Of course, the abdomen and love handles are probably the most popular targets, but it's also fantastic for sculpting the inner and outer thighs, the upper arms, that bit of back fat, and even right under the chin.
All right, so you've decided this might be for you. What does the actual experience look like? What should you expect? Let's walk through the entire journey, step by step.
So your journey always starts with a consultation. This is to map out your goals and just make sure you're a good candidate. It's also where everything is discussed openly, any potential temporary side effects like a little redness or bruising, and even the very rare stuff. Then, during the treatment itself, a protective gel pad is put on your skin. The session lasts about 30 to 60 minutes, which is basically enough time to relax, read a book, or catch up on emails. Afterwards, there's a quick massage to help break up the crystallized fat cells, and you're done.
And honestly, this is the real game changer for so many people. There is no recovery time. We're talking minimal to zero downtime. You can literally get a session done on your lunch break and head right back to work or whatever you were doing immediately after. Now for the part everyone wants to know about, the results. What can you actually expect to see, and when are you going to see it? Let's look at the data.
So what kind of fat reduction are we talking about here? Well, with the more advanced 360-degree cooling technologies out there, it is possible to eliminate up to 34% of the targeted fat cells in a single session. That is a significant, visible improvement from just one treatment. And look, this isn't some niche experimental thing. It's a globally established, FDA-approved technology.
The fact that over 8 million of these treatments have been done worldwide, that speaks volumes about how trusted and effective it is.
People often ask how this is different from other popular treatments like EMS muscle sculpting. Well, this table makes it super clear. Fat freezing is purely for fat reduction. It's about getting rid of those stubborn pockets. EMS, on the other hand, that's all about building and toning muscle. They solve different problems, though of course they can be used together to get amazing results.
Now, a little patience is key with this treatment. Because your body needs time to naturally flush out all those dead cells, you might start seeing some changes in as little as 3 weeks. But the full, most dramatic results, those typically show up after 2 to 3 months. And the best part? Since those fat cells are gone for good, studies show these results can be incredibly long-lasting.
Okay, we've touched on this before, but it's probably the single most important thing to really get, so let's make it crystal clear. This is about sculpting, not about weight loss.
Here's the absolute fundamental difference. Fat freezing is for body contouring. It's not really going to change the number you see on the scale. Instead, what it does is target specific bulges to improve your shape, your silhouette, and how your clothes fit. It's all about changing your measurements, not your overall mass.
And of course, this isn't a magic wand. While the fat cells you treated are gone forever, the ones that are left can still grow if you don't maintain a healthy lifestyle. So the best way to think about this is as a powerful partner to your existing diet and exercise routine. It's the thing that helps you get over that final hurdle.
And all of this leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. I mean, we've gone from invasive surgeries to these new technologies that can literally sculpt our bodies with almost no downtime. So as these tools get even more advanced and even more accessible, it really makes you wonder, how is our very definition of an ideal body going to continue to evolve?